All right. Hey, everyone. This is Nick's dad, aka Black Dog, and I'm going to start doing a little series here um, on basic mod packs. Eventually, this is going to be with Shotcat 12, um, who you'll probably figure out eventually is, my son. Um, and we've tried doing this particular just getting started a couple of times, and inevitably I've just dirked up the recording. So um, what I'm doing now is just kind of going over some of the very basics, um, which he and I have already tried to do a couple of times, and it's just wasting his time. But I'm trying to get this whole recording thing working, so hopefully this will work out this time. Um, so yeah, that's the general plan. All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining me here, and bear with me. Um, Now the whole point of this particular set of videos and so forth is basically to get you familiar with using typical mod packs that are put out. And in this case, we're looking specifically at mod packs that have a quest book or specific tasks to complete. Okay. There's a lot of mod packs out there that they just kind of throw a bunch of things together, different mods to Minecraft that you can pretty much do whatever you want to do with them. But in this case, we're talking about mod packs that have a quest book that it gives you kind of a progression through the game and gets you used to using specific mods. This particular mod pack is called the Tutorial, and it's available on the Curse launcher. I'll try to remember to put some links in the video description at the bottom, where you can get the Curse launcher. It's probably one of the most common ones where people, serious mod pack makers are posting their mod packs on there. And it's a good place for you to, get mod packs that are typically pretty stable, safe for your machine. You don't have to worry about viruses or anything like that, like destroying your machine. And usually they'll put in the information on there, if it's a pretty simple pack or pretty basic, or it's just got a ton of stuff in it that's gonna just make your game really laggy if you don't have like a NASA computer. Okay, so just something to think about. Sometimes the packs can be pretty heavy, and they'll make your game experience terrible because it'll run real slow. And it's not saying that you have a bad computer, but sometimes they really, they just overdo these things, and it can be a little crazy. So once again, I've started a new world. Uh, so I haven't got anything started on this. And basically what I want to do is I want to start going through the quest book, just the very basics. And I'm going to try to pass on some tips and tricks of things that I've learned through playing various mod packs and learning some of these basic mods and so forth. I don't know everything. If I don't know, I'll tell you, and then I'll try to find out. I may pause the video and then come back, and no time will pass for you, but hopefully, we'll be able to work through this. All right? And that's the general plan. So let's go on a journey. All right, so this is a new world that I have spawned into, and I'm in a jungle, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not the best amount of resources available. I like to spawn in an area that has a little bit of everything available for the various things that you have to do getting started. Basic things you need when you get started: wood, dirt, cobblestone, sand, and sheep, because you're going to need to get wool in order to make a bed to sleep the nights off. Elsewise, you're going to get run over by mobs. All right. So, not a bad zone, but there's a lot of stuff around here, wood-wise and so forth. But I would have to do a lot of clearing in here to get really started with farming and you know, getting things started. Ooh, look, an apple. I will go and grab that apple. And a little thing there, so. Alright, so let's take a quick look here and see where else I've got. Well, there's a little cave down there going on. And that looks like it might be kind of like savanna stuff over there. A lot of sand here. So I'm just going to try to poke around here for a little bit and see if I can't find a little bit better area. Try to stay out of the jungle so I can actually see what's going on. Oop, feather. Feathers are good. Alright, so this particular pack has got a lot of the more common things that people put into their mod packs. So I'm just going to kind of chit-chat here while I'm looking around at some of the areas and see what I can come up with. Oh, also you want to be close to water because, you know, farming, you need water for your crops and stuff like that. And it's going to turn nighttime now. One thing that I did in the options is I set this to peaceful so I don't have to worry about monsters popping up at night for right now. Eventually I'll turn that back to, you know, a dangerous setting because, you know, you do have to have certain mobs drops in order to accomplish things. But for right now I've turned that off because it's probably going to be days and nights, you know, until I get going here, where you know, trying to walk through some of this with you, it takes time and it's going to burn the daylight, and I don't want to get eaten. That's just going to ruin it for everybody. So yeah, so this particular pack, oh wow, that chunk loading is kind of hurting me a little bit there. Oh, sugarcane. Sugarcane is always good to knock. Now here's the thing with sugarcane, alright? If you break off the top, you only take off, you know, whatever's grown up here, but you leave the plant growing in the bottom. But if you attack and hit the bottom block, you destroy the whole plant. And of course, you know, you can replant it. But it's a good way to, when you take the bottom block, it drops everything from the top. So that's just a good little thing to remember. You can take the top off and everything above it will drop, but you'll leave the plant down below. And sometimes that's more relevant. I think sugarcane grows 3 high normally on its own. So you can take the top 2 and leave the plant growing. Alright, but I'm going to take this all with me for now. Oh, one other thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to go into the options. No, not in here. I'm going to go into here in the inventory. And in the options, switch this to world. I'm going to go into inventory. I'm going to click this on. And I'm going to set this to utility mode, and that's going to pop up these two things. Now I could turn the other utilities on. I'm not going to. But what this will do is that when I have this highlighted, it's going to bring up a trash can and a magnet. Alright, you'll see that that'll come up here in a second. There's a lot of other cheat things that they have in here. These are the only two that I really use, and it's just a matter of convenience, really. And I would pay great homage to Morgana Freya, who has another video channel. Definitely check her out. She's really good and knowledgeable about this stuff. And she brought this opinion out that, you know, really turned me on to this of, they put this into the mod, they put this into the game, I might as well use it. But at the same time, I don't want all these other cheaty things on, because quite frankly, it ruins the game experience for me. Alright, now you can see I have these two little icons up here. One thing I'm going to do is turn on magnet mode, and what this does is it acts like a big Hoover vacuum that just, you know, sucks up everything around me that drops, like, you know, feathers or dirt or leaves or stuff like that, which is, see, I just picked up something that was in around me. I don't know if you saw it. But especially if you have, like, you know, the ink from the squids and stuff like that, if I'm close enough, it'll just suck them right over to me and drop them in my inventory. And it's good, especially if you're working with like a ravine or something like that. You're not going to drop your items down into the hole, which is so inconvenient. Alright, so